Hello, hello. Welcome to Top Shelf Backpacking. Today we're out here at Cultus Creek, just off Mount Adams in Washington, taking my buddy on his very first backpacking trip. So today's Friday night after work. First night's going to be here at the campground so we can test everything out, and then we will hit the trail tomorrow, 5 miles to Lake Wapiki. We're going to start by setting up camp while we still have good daylight. So we managed to get camp set up for the night here at the campground. Got the Z-Pax duplex set up with a thermarest and the Sierra Designs bag with the foot and head staked out. Vicky's 6'2" self had room. I wasn't touching it either, which is nice. Ground's super rocky. Kind of had a hard time pitching this, all the rocks and logs and things. But hopefully we don't get much wind tonight, so we should sleep soundly. Anyway, we're getting ready for dinner, but we're going to go register for the night and get to cooking. Hello, hello. Welcome to day 2, or day 1, start of the adventure really. Had a nice night here at the Cultus Creek campground. Rained most of the night, not hard. Was not in the forecast, so a little drizzly this morning. But it is what it is. That's why you always bring rain gear in the Pacific Northwest. We have broken down camp, had some breakfast and some coffee. We are getting ready to head over to the other side of the campground where we will park and fill out the Wilderness Pass and then hit the trail, 4.9 miles I believe it is, to Lake Wapiki. So we will see you here on trail. So these are Ricky's first steps on trail with the backpack.
All right.
So far so good. Flash 55 is looking sharp. Got the chair. It's raining, which we weren't expecting, so that sucks, but it is what it is. I know I'd be soaking wet either way, sweat or rain, but hopefully it helps keep the bugs down a little bit, at least while we're walking through the forest section. So we'll see you guys out here on trail. First mile on trail with a backpack. Lots of elevation.
Learning experience for sure.
Yeah, how's the bag feeling?
This feels pretty good. It's getting heavier and heavier the further I go, of course. Not bad for a city guy.
Absolutely.
Long way to go though.
Yep.
Let's do this.
So we're about a mile in. We got, 4 more to go. It's a lot of uphill initially, and then a cruisy mile or 2, and then we have to climb over Lemier Rock, which is also steep. Fuck those poles. So yeah, so far I've been slowing us down, but we're making it. We're making it.
We're good.
All right, like 3 miles in, how you feeling?
No, I feel pretty good.
Good? Okay.
My thighs hurting a little bit, but I'm pushing through,
Yeah.
Nothing I didn't expect.
Right.
Let's keep moving.
Let's do it.
Right.
Yep, that's home for the night down there.
Looking beautiful out there.
Windy as shit. So we made it to camp. Lots of other people camped around here, so we're camped kind of between 2 of the lakes. Not a spot I've been before, but kind of leads to our own private little lake area, which I've already dipped my feet in. It's freezing cold, but nice spot to collect some water. And if you have enough DEET to sit and relax. So we'll probably get some lunch rolling here shortly, cool off a little bit. It's not hot, but obviously I always get sweaty walking around like that. So we'll get some camp going here, and we'll see you from there. All right, Ricky's first water collection. Sawyer squeeze. Shout out Sawyer. Not a big fan of your bags. If you hang out there for the silted duck, like kind of calm down for a moment, you're good. You ain't gotta get crazy. Shout out to Canuck Outdoors and their bags. Big old opening makes it a lot easier to collect, and you can still use that Sawyer squeeze. Alright. Okay. Yeah, that'll work.
Attaching my belt.
Day 1 is in the books. Successful trip despite the rain and the lower temps than we wanted. Had a pretty good time out there. Hanging out, shooting the shit. Got in the camp around noon. Gave us plenty of time to get set up. Kind of scout around a little bit. Campsite was a little harder to find and not primo, but we got a nice little spot by that lake I showed you earlier, which is all to ourselves. So hopefully we sleep well tonight. Lows are in the 50s, so my 20-degree pad should be just fine. Anyways, hope you guys have as good of a night as we do. Well, we've got camp mostly broken down here in the morning. Tents are away. It's been sprinkling a bit, but yeah, kind of sore and slow. How you feeling today, Ricky?
A little sore, a little beat up. You know, but
Weird how sleeping can do that to you.
I'm ready to get it going.
All right. So yeah, I yet again need a better weather forecasting app, but par for the course for me. We always bring rain gear for that very reason. Had a great time yesterday, I'd say, despite everything. And getting rained on the way out of here is just some icing on the cake, I guess. So we'll finish packing up here and see you guys out on trail. All right, first official days on trail in the books. Made it back safe. Both a little sore. Slept like shit. As to be expected. Wouldn't want it any other way. Headed back to the truck now. I will see you guys when we get home, and we will kind of debrief the trip. Gear we liked, gear we probably should have brought. Mistakes were made, but we survived. So we'll see you guys back at my place. All right, so we made it back to my place. We're intact, sore. Give me 2 things that surprised you while you were out there.
What surprised me? A few things. I guess I didn't anticipate. Getting soaked. So
Despite it not raining.
I didn't anticipate getting soaked.
Okay.
So that was kind of a.
Me either.
That was kind of a surprise. And I actually didn't anticipate how much I'd enjoy sleeping without a sleeping pad.
Okay.
Oddly enough.
Yep, that surprised me too.
Yeah, I'd say that those 2 for sure.
Okay. So yeah, we had a lot of overgrowth on the trail, and it had rained that morning, like as we were hiking out. So everything was damp, which meant we were damp. Okay. What's something you're glad you brought?
I'm glad I brought the amount of sweaters, I guess, crew neck and light rain jacket that I brought, because I anticipated it being hotter.
Yep,
It was not.
Okay.
So I'm definitely glad I brought that.
Okay.
Otherwise, I knew I most likely would have been definitely uncomfortable.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
What's something you brought that you don't think you needed to?
my knife.
Okay.
Carrying my knife around for a little while, but
Fair enough.
I didn't need that. But
Okay.
you never know. So
Yeah.
you know.
And what are a couple things you wish you brought?
Definitely another pair of shoes, sandals specifically.
Yep, camp shoes.
Camp shoes.
Yep, we almost brought them, and I kind of talked him out of it. That was a mistake.
Yeah, so it's all good. That's some good.
Survived.
Good for next time. I'll know for next time.
Yeah. Okay.
And, go from there.
All right. So I packed in way too many GoPro batteries. I had like 8 of them. I knew I was going to shoot a lot of content this weekend, and I think I ended up using 2. Thankfully, they're lightweight, so it is what it is. I feel like I should have brought in a few more mixers for us, because damn it, those cocktails were good.
Those were delicious.
The whiskey on its own was good too, but
They were delicious.
should have brought more of those. So for next time, and part of me does kind of wish I would have brought some like tights or something along to where that wasn't rain pants.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
really
definitely.
didn't want to put those on,
Yeah.
which meant I went to bed pretty early last night. I was like, I'm starting to get cold, let me get my sleeping bag. But overall, successful trip, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know, definitely camp shoes.
That's another thing. I'm glad I brought is some little small sweats.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I was gonna need them, but I'm glad I brought them for sure.
Yeah.
I slept pretty comfortable most of the nights. So.
Good. So overall, a successful trip. I think the lows were probably like 52. Most of the day it was in the 60s and 70s. Not warm enough to want to fuck around with the water or anything, but warm enough to be comfortable. Rained all of the days, which none of the forecasts seemed to predict. But thankfully, while we were hanging out at camp, it was mostly dry. Sprinkled enough, but not enough to really do anything about it. And to me, it was dry enough while we packed up camp. I hate packing in rain, because this means everything's going to be wet.
Solid point.
And it's going to be wet when I get, wherever I'm going, which sucks. So.
Started to sprinkle a little bit, but it was not an issue.
Yeah, I'd say I was crazy out of shape for that. Both starts, day 1 and day 2, are like a mile climb with hundreds of feet of elevation gain.
You're fine.
So I had to stop a few times, but we made it, and some beautiful views. Would have been nice to see more of the mountain. It was always kind of covered in fog and clouds, but still some beautiful views, I'd say.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
And-
definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Definitely worth it.
Didn't get a camp where I wanted to. That spot was taken. I've never seen it that packed at Wapiki, but we ended up with our own private lake, which is pretty dope too.
Yeah,
Good water
for
access, easy to collect water, and warm enough to get your feet in, kind of wait around, and just not quite hot enough outside to want to swim in it. So overall, a successful trip.
I'm happy about my first backpacking hiking trip, so
Good.
it was a good time, great time.
Yep, he's already talking about another trip. So unlike my wife, I didn't scare him off. Hopefully we can get her back out there too. So anyway, thank you for watching, and until I see you guys again, cheers.